Hello, guys. Welcome once again to the Young Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast, where great minded people, such as myself, such as my audience, just like you guys, are going to be here soon, joining me one of these days. So, great minded people with great talent, people who have a desire to do something different in the community. Again, my name is Angel, and I'm your host, and I'm super glad to be here today. Today is Wednesday, as you know, it's Hump Day. So we're almost there, guys. So hang in there, man. I know a lot of you guys are going through a rough week right now. So listen, we're almost there. It's almost towards the end of the week. Another week is gonna be coming up soon. Thank God for another blessed day. I'm so happy to be here. So, guys, please, if you're getting notification right now on your phone that Angel is live, please share. Please share. You never know who could use this content or this information. So please go ahead and share, and I'll do the rest. All you have to do is click that share button, and believe me, I'll do the rest. Okay. I'll make sure I follow up with your listeners, with your followers, and I'll get them the right information whenever they request it. So once again, I'm so glad to be here. It's a wonderful day. But before we get into it, as usual, read down below. As you can see there, I do have an account with anchor.com, or you could download on your phone, the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. It's called the Anchor app. As you can see there, it's brought to you by Spotify. So if you want to download the audio after I finish this episode or this segment, I will be having all that information, and all that content will be available through the audio through Anchor app. Okay. So also it's going to be available through the Google podcast. Okay. So with that being said, please share that information. Also, as you can see there, if you're watching this through YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. And go ahead and click the notification bell so you get notifications when I'm going to have another podcast. Okay. And if for some reason there's some interruption, Facebook lately, I've noticed that Facebook having a little interruptions when there's a lot of the lives going on. That's why I have my backup as my YouTube. So if you have any interruptions with Facebook, go to YouTube under Angel Santos, and you look up the content there as well. You can watch it there. Okay. So with that being said, guys, I am super, super excited for this episode. Um, this gentleman, I follow him through Facebook. I'm going to have all his information, his website. I met this man through a good friend of ours here, Judith and Ahmed Diaz, our pastors as well in our community here in Orlando. They're all family of this gentleman. I follow this gentleman through Facebook. I've been following him, listening to some of his content, and he has so much information, and he has so much to give. There's a possibility that if we don't have enough time on this channel to give out all this information, then definitely I'm going to invite him back at another time in the near future so that we could go ahead and have him here on the show. Now, he is a friend of mine. We just, we've met not too long ago. I think last Christmas we had a little get together at Ahmed and Julie's house, and we saw him there with his beautiful family, his beautiful son, and whatnot. So he's going to share a little bit of his story with us. So get your notes. I got my notepad here. I am ready to take some notes because this gentleman, he is a speaker, he is a lecturer, he is also a pastor. He has a beautiful calling, and I know what that calling is all about. That's something truly special. So he's going to be sharing that information with us. So please help me welcome my friend, Mr. Alex David Morales. Pastor, how are you? God bless you.
Hey, God bless you, Angel. It's so good to be here with you. So happy to
Thank
be
you.
here. So we are ready. We're ready. I'm
Yes,
ready.
man. Thank you for accepting this invite. I know not too long ago I was talking to you about it, and now we're finally here. We made it happen. So I appreciate your time. I know busy schedule. As a minister, as a friend, husband, father. You have all those titles that we have, right? And we have to make time so that happens. So I really appreciate it because when people make time for this type of podcast and make time for me to talk and interview you, it's truly an honor. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. So how are you? How's the family?
We're doing good. Everything is good. And we're here in Puerto Rico, Bayamón, Puerto Rico. And we're doing good. We're doing good. We're learning a lot. We're doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
In times we're doing as less as we can, so we're
Yeah.
trying to just focus ourselves and just having fun. We appreciate your invitation. That's something that I really appreciate. Just to share ideas, just to speak with, just to have this connection. It's an awesome opportunity, and just to share things that we have learned or things that we have done in our life that are
Yeah.
working. And we just love to share ideas. That's what we love to do.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And as you guys can see, he's from Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico as well. I'm from Fajardo. But he when he's we both bilingual, but his English is not as like my Spanish is not that good looking. So we're gonna help each other out here. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
have fun with it. That's what's good about these podcasts is that there's not a station, there's not a radio. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be educational, and that's what I love about this because I'm using this platform so that we could get to know more of Pastor Alex and what he's doing. Also, other people that join this, I want them to know more about you. So that's what it's all about. So as you can see, there's his website, alexdavidspeaker.com. Go to his website, please. Share this content, and on there, you're gonna have the links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatnot, and you're gonna see all his information. This guy has a fantastic Facebook page where he has a lot of content, which we're gonna be talking about that later down the road. But before we get started, Alex, so you born in Puerto Rico. How was it like living in Puerto Rico, going to school, your family? What were your parents like the role models? What did they teach you at a young age?
Well, it's really interesting to talk about my family, how I grew up. I grew up in Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. It was a little bit of a country inside of a city.
Yeah.
So I live in a big. We call it in Spanish una cuerda de terreno. I'm not sure how many acres they are in
Like
acres.
a
I don't
little
know. Una
acre.
cuerda de terreno, yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a beautiful house. We had animals. We had a goat. We grew rabbits there. We had dogs. We have it was a big place for me. I grew up there. My dad, he used to have he sell he had a store selling car parts. That's what he do. He had
Okay.
parts. That's how he did it for many years.
Like an auto zone.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
My mom, she was a nurse all her life, a lot of years, nurse. They
Wow.
di-
Okay.
they divorced when I was alone. I think I was 5,
Oh, yeah. You're
and
on.
we
Okay.
yeah and we left the house, and then we moved. One of the cool things, my mom, she wanted us to learn English. So thank you, mom, for that. She put us in a bilingual school.
There
she
you
did
go.
she did so much for us. One of the things, it was put the three of us in a decent private school. She just, I don't know how she did it, but all her money, it was just for us to study and just for us to learn. She didn't know English, and she wanted, that's something that she wouldn't pass, that she wanted us to learn English. And so the cool
Right.
thing is that I'm practicing my English right now with you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't practice it that much. I do a lot of reading in English, and so that's
Okay.
something that my mom gave us. And
And in Puerto Rico,
well,
it's funny because in Puerto Rico they also teach class in English. We everyone in Puerto Rico, I learned English. I was glad I did because when I went to Puerto Rico, I was born here, but when I went to Puerto Rico, I had the advantage. So English, I had an A. It was easy for me. But they taught you that over there.
yeah, yeah. Well, I wasn't in bilingual school, so far it was really easy. In public school, the English is not that great. So right now, I think that students, they learn more in YouTube, and just like
Yeah.
they learn more
Oh my
that
God.
way.
Yeah.
So
My
that's
daughter
something
learns
that
everything there.
I've right now I've seen so many kids that they speak English. I'm like, where do you study? No, I learn in YouTube. I'm like, what? That's amazing. Well, that's something new. We didn't have that before, but I'm really glad that my mom did that for us. We grew up just trying to figure things out. So my dad wasn't that big on the it wasn't on the picture that much.
Okay.
Um, so my mom, she did so much for us, so much for us.
Yeah. She did
We
both
do.
roles. She did like the father and the mother. She did both
You
papers.
know what? She tried her best. She did more than that what she could. So I really appreciate that. That's something that a lot of mothers knows what that
Yeah.
is, and we do appreciate that. Maybe not in the moment, but
Right.
along the road we do
Yeah.
appreciate that. So that's something when we mature we see, and we just thankful for that. And one of
Exactly.
the things is that when we were growing up, I she put us in a Christian school, in a Christian. It was it was not it was a private, but it was a private school, and it was Christian school. So we grow up learning from God. We had chapel, and that was something extra for us. That was something that really exposed us to learning from God and hearing from God. Every week we had that, and we had a Bible class also. So that's something
Yeah.
that exposed us to God, and something
And
that
that's how
also,
old were you then? You were like young, really
you know,
young?
we went to that private school from primer grado, first grade to for cuarto año.
Oh, to
So
12th. Okay, so you
yeah,
did the whole, yeah.
so my mom paid for that for the three of us.
Yeah.
My brother, he went out a few years only. He was the only one. But I mean, she did that for us, and that was awesome. So we had the English part, and we had also the great a learning experience, and we have also the Christian part that we learn from God. And so it was good. I wasn't a great student. Let me tell you that I wasn't a great student. I'm not the person that I'm not the student that learns reading and writing. I'm not that guy. And the school system is mostly based on
Yeah.
that intelligence. So for me, I learn more outside the classroom than inside.
Yeah.
Right
More
now,
freelance.
right now I love reading. I love studying. That's something that I do right now.
Yeah.
We didn't had that before, so it was
Okay.
kind of difficult. It was it's always been difficult for me to learn things. That's the truth. It's really difficult for me to learn things when I'm trying to learn something. It's kind of difficult. But the cool thing about it is that when I need to teach it, it makes it so easy, and I try to make it so easy. That's something that I believe that it has helped me. It really
Yeah.
helps me when I go ahead and teach. So it really helps me. So I do a big homework. It's something that maybe somebody will learn more easy
Okay.
or more faster. It will take me more time just to I try to understand the whole concept. I want to know everything about it, and you know what?
Yeah.
It's something that learning is something that I really enjoy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could tell, man, because you have some great material. So before we get into that, so that's great. So I understand you grew up, in that environment. That's a blessing too. And my daughter, she's in a private Christian school as well, and she's always learning the Bible, weekly scripture, and they have the test, have to memorize it, and it's
Yeah.
awesome because I know that when she learns at that early age, that's why in the scripture it says, teach the child at a young age and they will learn for the rest of their life, and that's a blessing. So now let's go ahead and talk about your calling, because I know that you get this calling like after you graduate high school. What were your plans, or like, what were your dreams after that? Did you go like directly into the ministry after that, or?
Not at all. Not at all. You know what? I had an experience when I was almost 14.
Hmm.
You know what? I grew up in a place that we kids, we like to do a lot of things, and we were
Curious.
not focusing. Yeah, we were not focused. We were not we were not bad, but we were
Yeah.
traviesos. We call it in Spanish traviesos.
Yeah.
So
Clumsy. Uh-huh.
yeah, the thing is that I did lost. I remember talking to my friends one day, and we were talking about losing a family member. And I remember I think I heard one of them say, "Ah, if I lose a family member, I will die. It will be so difficult." And I
Devastating.
heard
Yeah.
that. I heard that, and I say the same thing. And you know what? It's true. I haven't lost nobody close to me. So if this happens to me, I will die also. That's something that makes sense. So what happened? It was I had an uncle, and he was schizophrenic. He had schizophrenia, and
Oh.
it was really hard for him. What happened one day, he took his life away, and it was really hard for our family. That day was a really difficult day for us.
Wow.
I didn't understood a lot of things that were going on. I know that he died. We went to my grandma's house to let her know. She heard the news. She se desmayó, or how do we say
She
that in English?
fainted. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she did.
fainted.
I'd never seen that, nothing like that before.
Wow.
So she passed out. They call it pass out too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, she passed out, and I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. I don't want to be here. It was a really difficult situation for us, and I
Yeah.
saw my aunt. She was leaving the house with she was leaving the house, and I told her I want to leave. I want to live with my aunt. We love my aunt. She was the cool aunt, and so I went with her, but they didn't know she was going to my uncle's house. So the long story short is that I saw my uncle dead. It
Wow.
was really really complicated for me. I couldn't work that out in my mind, and I
Okay.
I did saw how difficult life was, how dark can life be, and
And this
that
was at the age of 14, right? This
yes,
experience that you're having at the age of
it was
14.
14. Yes.
Okay.
And in my mind, I was like 9. I say that I wasn't. I couldn't understand a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, 14. It's we were
That
small
that's
anyway. Yeah,
yeah. That's a
and
tough experience to experience that early in life,
our
you
kids
know?
are almost 14, so we know what it is.
Yeah.
So so the thing is, the thing was that I went to this vulnerability stage that I couldn't. I just focused that I didn't have the tools to cope with it. I couldn't cope with it,
Yeah.
and it was a really difficult for me because I started having panic attacks
Oh
at that
wow.
age. I started having panic attacks, and one of the things that will trigger that is that I will think that, and like, oh, my uncle was sick, and I'm having this attacks, and I think this is the same thing that my uncle had, and look how
Mm,
he ended up. So I was so
wow.
confused, and I was trying to figure out everything. And I will, because we don't have information, we will just figure it out. We will just nos inventamos. How do you say that? No, nos inventamos.
This invent this, come up with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we need to be careful, because sometimes we don't, when we don't understand things, we just come up with it, but we don't find the real answer for it. So sometimes
Yeah.
we need to be really careful.
Yeah.
And
That's a good point. Yes.
yeah, so I didn't have any option just to look for God. Like, I've heard of God all my life. And I said, you know what? I don't have any option. I don't see a way out. I don't have the tools to work. I need help. So for the first time, I'm like, okay, God, you know what? I need you. And I started in that real, desperate at the same time place. I started asking and looking for God, and I there's a book of Job,
Job. Uh-huh.
one of the last chapters. He will say, God, I used to hear from you. I
Oh yeah.
used to hear from you, but now I see you.
I see you.
So I did have kind of that experience.
Wow,
I,
interesting.
I did find God in that worst moment of my life. It really was the worst moment of my life. It was
Wow.
how I didn't know how I'm gonna emotionally how to
Mhm.
work with that, and I was so scared. And when I think about it, when I find God just in that place, I say, "Oh well, God, you're not that bad. You're you're good." I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of a surprise for me. I had a lot of beliefs that God was one way, and it was
Yeah.
really surprise for me to find a good God, to find a God that is, he's a really wise God. He has a lot of information. He has a lot of answers, and I didn't know that. I didn't know. I'm like, why didn't people tell me this? Why,
Uh-huh.
maybe they tried. Maybe they did try, but why I wasn't able to know God the way that I'm finding out He really is. So from
Wow.
from from then on, I started helping in chapel at school. I started serving at chapel and helping out, and my life, it became something that the blessing that I received back
Mhm.
then. I just wanted to share with other people, and I wanted to let people know. You know what? God is good. He really is. It's not
I
the way
met him.
that
Like
maybe.
I saw a different side of him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
maybe like the way you have seen it or you've
Or
heard
heard
it.
of him.
It's something more. So it's been my life journey just to let people know that he's an awesome God, and you really need to experience it by yourself. So that's
Yeah.
maybe how I never grew up thinking that I was going to be a pastor, not even a teacher. So that's the way that I did started going to church, serving
Okay.
at church. And one day one of my pastor told me, oh, you're gonna be he didn't tell me, he told my mom, it's gonna be a pastor. Something
Oh.
happened and he said, you have a pastor, he's a pastor. And he pointed out at me, from then
Oh
on
wow.
it's been a lot of confirmations in the way. And I haven't it hasn't been like an ideal, like I'm going to study, so I started like backward. I just started pastoring, and then right now I'm studying. Also I'm studying I'm started studying last year, so that's something
Really?
new that I'm doing. Yeah. I
Okay.
went I went back to study after 20 years. That's something but
Hey, it's
just
never too late, man.
yeah, and that's something
Never.
that when you have a focus, you know what to do. That's something that I really like to teach about. So it's about focus. I like a lot of things. I
Yeah.
like doing a lot of things, and that's something that maybe I have a few talents, and the more that you have, that sometimes it's difficult for us to focus on. That's
Exactly.
a little bit of how I got there.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into that because now, and like I was telling Alex earlier, for everyone that's listening, part of this podcast was because the faith comes through the hearing, right? Hearing of the word.
Yeah.
And when you had this topic about discovering your potential, I always knew inside me there I had this potential to do something greater than than just working labor or whatnot. So I was telling you earlier that and I tell everyone that I was praying to God for an opportunity, and I was like, give me an idea for something. I want to do something to connect with people. I want to connect people. I want to build their brand. I want to get build get them to their website, etc. Blah blah blah. And he gave me this, and because I used to listen to some of your material about discovering that full potential, and something inside of me kind of like woke up and said, hey, yeah, you had that potential in there, but you have to discover, you have to profound, go deeper. And then next thing you know, I was like, okay, God, well, I'm listening to this pastor, Alex, and he's talking about this. So talk to me about that because and our audience, because look where I'm at now. Part of what your teachings are, even though we don't have that direct relationship, that little seed that you throw out there. That's why I tell people when you have content, throw out if you believe it's good content, throw it out there because you never know who's gonna listen. If you're watching this, I tell you, the podcast, don't share it just to share it. Share it because someone could be listening to it, someone like me. And part of this podcast is because I did discover that potential inside me. So talk to me about that and then how you came up with that topic.
Cool. I'm really glad to hear that. That's something that amazes me in a way, because sometimes we start things and we don't know where they're gonna end up, and that's the
Yes.
truth. And we are
Yeah.
talking to a camera, just looking at a camera, and we don't know what's going on from there. And it was kind of
Never know.
difficult for me. You were used to preaching in a church or doing conference, and we have people
Yeah.
in front of us. So when we do this, it's a little bit difficult. And I did kind of struggle with it. So before the pandemic hit us, I was I wanted, it's been a while that I wanted to do videos and I wanted to do something online, and it's been a while. And I will always come up with these great awesome excuses not to do it. And I will
Yeah.
say, I need to get this. I need to
Mhm.
buy this. I need to add this. I need to, you know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah. So
Yep.
that's the truth. The truth is that we believe that there are a lot of things that we need to come up with just to start doing what we're supposed. And there's something in our hearts that we know what we have to do. A lot of people, they know inside of them, down in their hearts, they know they have to do something, but they are not doing it, or they're not focused on it. They're just focused on everything, or focused on everyday life things to do, and they will not stop and take the time to do whatever you need to do it.
Right.
And something that I did, I talked to somebody and I told them, I'm having problems with this. I want this something that I want to do, and the truth is that it's been taking me forever. and I just realized that the problem is me. I'm instead of doing the thing, I'm doing excuses. I'm creating excuses. That's what I'm creating, and that's not
Exactly.
working out for me. And she told me, you know what? There's a therapy that we do, and it's really easy, and you have to do it like in Spanish. They will call it. Let me see if I remember the concept. I don't. I will remember later.
Yeah.
It's the thing is that you has to do it and get exposed to it systematically. The word one of the words is systematically.
Systematic.
You,
Okay.
you have to be exposed to it and do
Okay.
it and do it and do it and right now I told my boy, well, you know what? I have a meeting right now. It's gonna be English, but I'm like so okay with it. I'm not nervous and everything, and that's so cool. But
Yeah.
it's because I've been doing this for a year. You know what I mean? I've
Exactly.
been doing this for a year, so it's really easy for me right now. But
Right.
back a year before, it was complicated. It was really hard. But that's what we need to do. We
Yeah.
just have to get exposed to whatever we need to do.
And challenge
We don't
yourself.
think about it. Yeah, and we have to challenge ourselves. That's a good word to use.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did, and something that I've done in my life. So I always like to preach. I always like to teach from something that is of my life.
Okay.
So that's what I like to do, and that's why I chose that topic just to
Yeah.
discover the potential you, because I didn't know I could do a lot of things that I'm doing right now, that
Right.
I'm working to do in the future, and they're like, whoa, everything. I was waiting for something to happen outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just waiting for something to happen outside. You're waiting for somebody to invite you to. You're waiting for somebody to tell you you need to do this. And the truth is that you have to do it.
You have to
No,
yourself.
nobody's gonna tell you. Nobody's gonna give you an opportunity if you don't start. If you do it, then people will notice and go, "Oh, you're doing Angel. You're doing this. I like it." And then people will know what to look you for is the concept. People don't know what to look you for. They don't
Okay.
know. They don't know the potential that there is in you.
Yeah.
So you don't know it yourself, so people don't know it either. So once you know it, then you expose it, and then people will know. Oh, Angel, this is what I need. This is you're selling this. You're having this. This is what I need. I need your help. So that's the idea.
Okay. So go ahead. So tell us more about that. What do you have in store for us today? What is something you want to share with the people
I
that
have
follow you? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, just to let you know, I didn't talk about this. I've been doing photography for 15 years. I did photography for 15 years.
Oh
I
yeah,
do
no.
wedding
I seen your
photography.
photography. Yeah.
So right now, after I've been doing this change in my life, just going out of that and just moving into this, and that's a big issue in my life. But there's three things that I want to share with you, and maybe we
Go
can
ahead.
do our exercise based on self-esteem.
Okay.
One of the topics that I really find to be something really good to help us discover our potential is working with our self-esteem, because the
Self-esteem.
self-esteem,
Okay.
yeah, self-esteem will our potential is, if you have a not well healthy self-esteem, our potential will be buried under that.
Mm.
That's a big issue. So there are three things that I would like to share, three ideas. I will call them things or ideas to discover your potential. First of all, leadership is about self-discovery.
Leadership. Okay.
When we talk about leadership, it's about self-discovery. It's about knowing yourself. It's about knowing your talent, your gift, your authority,
Yeah.
and just finding your own purpose. That's something that sometimes we want to look outside to other people, what they are doing, and we just want to do the same thing that they are doing. We want to fix the problem that they are fixing. But we shouldn't do that, because my purpose is really different from everybody. Maybe there's something that I can learn from you. Maybe there's a principle that I can learn from you. Maybe there's a business that you're doing that I can do myself, and maybe I can do the same business that the angel is doing. But maybe I'm not gonna do the same exact business. I don't have the same gift that angel has. Maybe I'll do it differently. It's
Yeah.
the same business, and that's the cool thing about some businesses, that they will give you everything, and you don't have to come up with the business. So that's something that I really like of some businesses already exist, and you can just be part of it. But the thing is that you need to find your own gift. You need to find what you do good. And sometimes we fall in love with other people's gifts.
Mm.
See,
Oh, I like that.
oh,
I like that.
I'm not like Angel. I don't have that Angel does.
Yeah.
I don't speak in front of a camera. I don't do a live. Why
Yeah.
not? Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe you're called to do that. So, and that's the cool thing is that sometimes it's not a cool thing, but sometimes we want to do the same thing that Angel does, and instead of talking to him, get close to him, and maybe tell him, can you teach me a little bit? Can you give me some ideas? What I do is that I just hate on you.
I compete.
Just
Yeah.
hating you. It's like, oh,
Uh-huh.
he's full of it. He thinks he's the
Yes.
best,
Wow.
and that's something that is that's the self-esteem, not healthy self-esteem talking. So
Wow.
that's something that sometimes when we hate like that, it's because we really on the bottom of our life we want to do the same, or we want to do our thing. That's something maybe we are called to do that somehow, not in the same way, but in a different way. So that's discovering. First of all, we need to auto discover ourselves. We need to find who we really are, and it's a journey. It's not something that we just find out. One of the
Okay.
things that I find out in my life, I'm a teacher. That's what I do. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I don't try to do nothing else. I just teach.
Teach.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I teach
Cool.
from a place that I know, from a place
Hmm.
that I've had experience and things that I study. I don't know something, and I will study it, and I will get so blessed by it that that blessing will tell me I need to share this with people. I do want to share this with people.
Yeah.
So another thing, number two is I there's something that I learned from. She's a therapist. She's dead already. She's not alive, but she wrote some good books. She was an awesome teacher, and
Mm.
she will say this: problems are no problems, or problems are not your problem. She will say something like that. Your problems are not your problems.
Oh, okay.
Your problems are not your. So she will say three things that are your problem, and she will say this: your problems are your communication, your self-esteem, and the rules that you learn from your parents or the people that raise you up.
Right.
These three things. Problems are not your problems, because sometimes problems are the like when you get sick and you will have these symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So problems are the symptoms of things that are happening inside of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so problems, we say, oh, I have a lot of problems. Everybody does have a lot of problems. But some people have the mechanism to work with them, and they will fix them quick.
Quickly.
They will
Yeah.
get rid of them so quick. And that's why some people, they will go faster in life because they are problem solving people.
Yeah.
They business are about problem solving. Our family is based on problem solving, and that's what we do. But when we focus on the symptoms, we will get confused because we don't know how to fix them. We can't be focused on the problems. We need to focus on these three things: communication,
Mm-hmm.
self-esteem, and changing the rules that we have learned from our parents. Those kind of rules is like we in our Latin world, we or Latin community, so something that we have learned is that, well, boys they don't cry.
Yeah.
Boys don't cry. That's a
Yeah.
rule. We learned that.
Yeah.
Some people call it beliefs. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't cry. You don't share your emotions. Don't be that emotional. No, the men are not like that. So that's something that we learn, and when we have a situation that we have to like connect with our emotions, we don't do it because I can't do that, and that's something we need to fix. Because we
Mm-hmm.
need to connect with every part of our life. Auto discovery is connecting with every part of our life. So one of the things we need to connect is with our emotions, and we need to understand them. So one of the things that I teach a lot is knowing your emotions and working with them, what to do with them. God made us like that. God made us emotional. It's not emotional to be controlled by our emotions, but it's just to handle them and to understand them. What is this emotion trying to tell me? What do I have to do with it? So that's the idea. So that's a kind of rules that we need to work with. So what I will focus, if you want to do discover your potential, that's something that I have talked in the videos that we have done. Is just teaching people how to work with those three things: communication, self-esteem,
Okay.
and rules learned from our parents, or beliefs that we call in a lot of changing our limiting beliefs, something like that, limiting
Mm-hmm.
beliefs. So I want to do an exercise of self-esteem if we have time. That's something that I would love to
Yeah.
do with
Yeah. Let's
everybody
do it.
who's connected, with everybody who's watching.
Yeah.
We can grade our self-esteem to see how it is right now, how healthy it
Okay.
is. Number three is a little bit basic, but I love to talk about it. Is having a vision. You need to have a specific vision.
Have a
That's
vision.
something that,
Okay.
yeah, you need to work. You have to know where you're going. If you don't have any visions, you're gonna have too many options.
Good.
That's bad. If you don't have any specific vision,
Mm-hmm.
this vision is destiny. It's where you're going. So if you don't know where you're going, you can go anywhere.
Mm.
If you go into your grandma's house, you know what roads will take you there,
Right.
what roads won't. So the truth is that you need to have an idea. You need to write down. I do some exercise of with people that I mentor is to write down everything that you have in your heart. Write it down. Everything.
Mm.
It doesn't matter how impossible it seems. It doesn't matter how big or how far away do you see it. You need to write it down. Everything that you have on your mind, on your heart, you need to write it down on the moment, because you're gonna forget and you're gonna remember 3 months maybe or 2 months after. So you need to write. So one of the cool things that we have right now is our phones, and we can just grab our phone at that moment and have a list and just write everything that you have on your heart to do. There's a lot of things that you can do in your life that have that is that they're on their heart, and I believe that God put that in your heart. That's something that you need to make it possible. You need to make it to expose that out there, to make it real. And that's
And
something that
and
not everybody knows how to do.
and when you want, because I like that about when you write down, like, because I write down my goals. Like every day I have a goal. Right.
Hmm.
You have the long term goal, mid term, and short term.
Hmm.
And but every day I have a goal because that's what motivates me. It keeps me going. Now, when you say write down everything in your heart, let's say, because I'll be real. There are some material things that I want and I have in
Hmm.
my heart. I want to get a house for my family. We're
Hmm.
working on that. That's why I'm trying to build my brand. I'm trying to build. So how do you see that? Like, part of it. I want my house. I want my nice car. I want a health. I want. There's a lot of things, but material things also could be included in that. Correct?
They must be included in your plan, because that's something that you're working for. But there's a
Okay.
difference between vision and when we talk about cars. When we talk about car, we that is personal ambition. That's
Okay.
personal ambition. When we talk about purpose, we talk about other people.
Mm.
So there's a difference on that.
Big difference.
So
Yes.
the cool thing is that if you focus on other people, you're gonna get that automatically.
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
cool thing. But you have to have it in mind, because once the money comes in, you need to know how are you gonna use it. So
How to
that's
manage it. Yeah.
you have to have your things. Oh, I do want a house, because if no, you don't have it, the money comes in and you're gonna use it for something else. So you have to
Yeah.
have an idea. But the idea is to focus on purpose. Purpose is focus on other people. When you have a business, you have a for life business, and for life business is focused on other people, on other people's health, other
Correct.
people's immune system, and that's something that you're serving people, and you're making sure that people are okay, and then they can fight any sickness, and they can have a good health, a good a long life, healthy life. That's something that
Yes.
everybody wants, and that's something that you're gonna help doing, and that's the purpose. You're helping people, and you do have a lot of another business that you have, and you also take care of people's needs.
Yeah.
So you have a few business, and that each business is helping on a need per people's needs. So the idea when we work business is, how can I serve people? How can I make people's lives better?
That's I'm sorry to interrupt you. That
Yeah.
is part of what the vision is. When God, like I said, when I asked God for an idea and not
Uh-huh.
money, I didn't ask God for money. I said I don't need money. I need an idea. I need something that's gonna
I heard
challenge me.
I heard that, and that's so correct. That's the smart thing to do.
And that's where this landed. This idea came up. I do it as right now as fun because it's fun, but with the purpose that, like I said, when I say I want to grow your brand, even though you may not have a brand, but you have an idea, or it's so I want people to look at this platform and what I'm doing as a service because God told me one thing. He said, "Okay, you're gonna do this, but you're gonna serve because I have the gift to serve others, and that's why I want this platform to be as free content, and it's gonna be a gift. I want to help you, and I want to help others. That's what this is
And
about."
that's the idea. That's the idea. Each business needs to be focused on that, and our focus needs to be on that. Because if you do that, and it's helping people, there's so many ways to help people. But make sure
Yeah,
that you're helping people. That's the idea. Make sure that if you help more people, you're gonna have more profit. The
that's right.
more people you help, the more profit you're gonna have, and that's
Because
the whole.
God is about people. He's about people.
It's
That's all
about
he
people.
is.
It says if you want to be number one, serve all people. So serve everybody. That's what he
Everybody.
said. If you want
Yeah,
to be number one, you need to serve everybody. So the idea is that there's some ideas, and that's something cool too that we can maybe help us a little bit. There are some ideas that will help us serve more people. So doing this is really cool because every time we do a video, we will help the people that are connected, and we will help everybody that is connected after. So maybe we're sleeping and this video is helping people. So
that's why I
this
tell
is
people
what we
share
want.
it,
We want to do
share it.
more people. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the idea. So the more we help people, but there are two areas. One of them is focus on your purpose and your vision where we're going, and the other one is what I'm gonna do once I'm there with my life
uh,
with family. So that's good to mention. So having a vision will give us few options. Like if I want to eat healthy, if I wanted to eat healthy, my options for eating outside are gonna be less.
mm,
That's vision.
okay,
I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to maybe gain a few pounds, or maybe lose a few pounds. So if I have a specific vision, options are less. So that means that the options for me to go out and eat, or for me to maybe let's say I want to eat better, I need to cook in my house. The options are less just because of my vision. And the cool thing is
exactly.
that we're gonna learn to say no. One of the things that Puerto Ricans we need to do and we are doing is learning to say no. We like to say yes to
Yes
everything.
to everything.
Yes, we just want to help people. We just want to do whatever comes up. Yes, of course.
Yes,
And,
you want
oh
flan?
my God.
You're diabetic. You want flan? Yeah, give me flan. Sure, I
Of
can't have it,
course.
but I'll eat it.
Yes. So that's the idea. That's true. That's true. Oh, we're going to Piñones and we're gonna eat mofongo, or we're gonna eat
Uh-huh.
alcapurrias and bacalaitos, and yes, of course, let's do that. So the idea is to have a specific vision. So
Okay.
vision is gonna help your family. Vision is gonna help you. Vision is gonna help you. It's gonna help you to identify the books you're gonna read. If you go to Amazon, there's so many books you to read.
Oh yeah.
But vision will let you know this book you need it.
Mm.
This is the book that you need. So vision is gonna help you to have the friends to choose your friends,
Oh,
your
that's
vision,
important.
because
Yeah.
not everybody's going the same place,
No.
and not everybody's gonna help you get there. So we need to be careful with our friends, and we vision is gonna help you to use your time, how to spend your time, and
Mm.
vision is gonna help you how to spend your energy. There are things that we are not supposed to be doing. They're gonna take our time, or they're gonna take our time. They're gonna take
Consume.
our energy.
Yeah,
Yeah, gonna consume it. And
I
when
agree.
we have a vision, we're gonna learn how to say no. No, I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. I appreciate it, but I don't have time for that. I can't help you with that. But that's one of the things that are difficult, and maybe for me, just to tell people, you know what, I can't help you with that. And
Or
maybe
I
it's not
can't
even
go.
like
If people
it's
invite you to a event or a get together, you know that your vision is limited there, and that's where distractions come because then you get distracted and you get off track.
we need to make sure. We need to make sure, because sometimes there are things that are gonna help, but maybe there are things that won't. So that's the idea, is that when I have a vision, you will know, to understand the options better, and
Okay.
just to be sure where you're going. Even how we use our money. When we have a vision, we don't spend money in things that we don't need.
Mm.
That's part of it. So having a vision, those three are very, very important. Just for
That's,
number
yeah,
one is
very.
the
I
leadership
love
is about
that.
the self-discovery. We're gonna do an exercise, if we have time. I believe we
Yeah,
do.
go
Okay.
for it.
Okay.
Let's
So
go
the
for it.
second one is, problems are your no problems. I love that. I love that because so many people have so many problems, and they're not the real problem. The problem is not the problem. Is the problem is you. It's the way you're communicating. It's the way that maybe you're not communicating. It's your self-esteem, and it's the way that you were brought up, the ideas that you learned. So that number three, having a right vision. Those three are very important,
Okay.
and everybody who wants to discover their own potential, they need to work on those three. And we want
So
to do an
I'm
exercise. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. So let's go over for the first three. Leadership.
Find leadership is finding, is self-discovery. I love that,
Self-discovery.
self-discovery.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
The
Number
second one
two,
was again,
your problems are not your problems.
problems are not your problems.
Your problems are communication, self-esteem, and rules learned from our parents.
Okay, and the third one, just to review real quick,
Having a right vision.
having the right vision. Okay, go ahead.
So there's something that I do in mentoring, is helping people to know themselves. And one of the things that I do is try to grade, or how healthy is your self-esteem. So I use Virginia Satir. She's a therapist. She
Okay.
wrote these five freedoms for self-esteem, five freedoms. And we'll do an exercise very quick. You want to write them down? But
Go
we're
ahead.
gonna do, we're gonna go by one by one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna score your from 1 to 10. How good are you with that liberty? That's what
Okay.
we're gonna do. I'm gonna explain it to you. So that's the first one. The first one is this. See, the first one is to see and hear. To see and hear. That's the first one. To see and hear.
To see and hear.
Yeah. So it says that is what is here. So it will be to see and hear what is here, instead of what should be, was, or will be. I will say it again, and then I'm gonna explain it.
Okay.
So it will be to see and hear. To see and hear what is here, instead of what should be, was, or will be. So one of the things that we want to make sure, and when we talk about self-esteem, is something very abstract, right? But I'll tell you, what about your self-esteem, and John? Well, that's so abstract. It's kind of difficult. Sometimes I knew I had self-esteem issues, but I was never teaching how to work with them, or how to kind of see them and understand them. So this
Yeah.
is very easy how to say, because this is what's supposed to happen when you have a healthy self-esteem. So what we're talking, there are five things that should happen when you have a healthy self-esteem. If this is not happening, then we need to work it to bring our self-esteem to a healthy place. Okay. So the
Okay.
first one is to be present. That's what it means. Number one, to be present.
To be present. Okay.
To be present at the present. I like the English,
Oh,
because we'll call it
yeah.
present. So it's about now.
Now.
And when we have bad self-esteem, what happens is that we will go to different places, because I'll explain it like this. We are so thirsty that we will go to the past. And I will
Mm.
remember. I was like, I remember when my family, my dad and mom were together, and my dad had a business, and we have this beautiful house. And right now, how things will be so different. And I will go to the past. Many people will live in the
In
past,
the
the
past.
in the past. So that's something that it really hurts our feeling, because it's something saying like, you know what, you're not good enough. Then
Mm.
back then it was better, but not right now. And you're kind of menospreciando el presente. How do you say that?
Yeah. You're not
Menospreciando.
valuing it. It's not value to you.
Yeah, you're not adding value. You're just taking out the value of what you have in front of you. So the other
Excellent.
thing is, and we will go to alternative worlds. what will be different right now if I got it married with that woman instead of my wife right now, or if I
Mm.
did that business, or if I didn't put that money in that business that didn't work, things will be different. I will go to different places in our present, and we will not focus on what we have. That's doing the
Now,
same thing. People will do that. People will spend time figuring out how things will be different if something had happened differently in their life, and they will go to this imaginary world. So that's the same thing, and the other one is about the future. People will say, you know what, we're doing really bad right now, but don't worry, when this happens, when this comes up, when this,
mm.
then we're gonna be okay, then we're gonna be happy, and we postpone our, oh, this is hard, it sounds hard when I say we postpone our happiness.
Ah, good
That's
one.
something that we do. We postpone it. We say, you know what, maybe not now, but later. I'm working for later. I'm doing all this business. I'm not spending time with my family. But I'm doing it for later. And the idea is to do it now and later. We need to value what we have, and we add the value to it. We are the
Mm.
ones who add the value to it. So that's something that so what I do with people, I will tell them, you know what, tell me from 1 to 10. One is you're always going somewhere, you're always going to the past, you're going somewhere to alternative world, or you're going the future. How long, how much do you do this? If you do it all the time, it's zero or it's one. But if you don't do this, it's 10. From 1 to 10, I want you to grade yourself. How much do you do it? How much is the liberty for you to be in the present? If you're always in the present, valuing the present, then it will be 10. So just find a number from 1 to 10. Where do you think you be? And that's going to give you a number from 1 to 10, and will help us figure out how healthy is your self-esteem. So you got that. You got that. You wrote that down.
Yes.
Was it easy to come up with that number?
Um. Right now, yes.
Yes. What do you mean right now?
Well, because my self esteem is. I mean, if we were talking to the angel,
From
10.
from how long back then? How
No,
long back
probably like 10 years ago. Talking to
then?
the
Okay,
angel
okay, I
10
got
years
it.
ago.
I got it. So
Yeah, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, I understand perfectly. Yeah. So that's the idea. So that's the idea. So it's a good number. It's a good number, right? You have a
Yeah.
good number there?
Yes.
Perfect. So number two is to say. To say. So it will be to say what one feels and thinks instead of what one should. To say what one feels and think instead of what one should. That's these are five liberties that for our healthy self-esteem. So this one is about to say, liberty to say. One of the things that happens to us is that, you know what, I'm thinking this, but I don't say it. This is what I think, but I don't say it. I don't dare to say it. I don't feel comfortable saying it. I don't want to talk about it.
They
But it's
hold it
something that
in.
you hold it in, yeah.
Hold it in. Okay.
So that's one of the things that maybe we talk to people, and maybe that happen in business. It's really bad because maybe you have a meeting on the business, and sometimes there are people inside the business or inside the meeting that they say in their mind, this won't work, and they don't say anything. And when bad things happen and it doesn't work, then the people say, you know what, I knew this wouldn't work. And
Mm.
that's so terrible, because if you knew that, why didn't you say it? Why didn't you help the company? Why didn't you help the team? So one of the things that happen is that in a team, and it may be in the family, if
Yeah.
if if people don't feel that liberty to say the things, then what happens is that we lose information, and we lose point of views, and we the person that what is doing is, again, their value, they are bringing their value down. They say, you
Yeah.
know what, my opinion is not important. You know what, I don't have to say this. You know what, maybe Angel is going another direction. I don't want to bother him with this information that's not gonna make him feel happy about it. So there's a liberty to say what you believe, and maybe you are wrong, and it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe if you are wrong and you say it, and then maybe Angel can tell me what it is, and I can learn. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't know that. Thank you. Or
See?
maybe something that I say will help Angel and say, you know what, I didn't thought about that, and I do appreciate that you say that. I didn't saw this. This is gonna help us. It's gonna avoid us to lose money because you just help out with that. So that's something that when I work with my team, I will teach them this. I want everybody just to talk your mind. I don't mind if don't worry if it's uncomfortable. Don't worry if I don't wanna. I will always tell them. I'm gonna say in Spanish. Yo no quiero pasar bochornos afuera.
Okay. You want to be like shame, like be ashamed or something.
Yeah, if we're gonna get shame or something, we're gonna do it right here in our team. I don't mind that, but we're not gonna try to do it outside. If we talk about it and we fix it here, then we're gonna have a bad time outside. But in here in our meetings, we talk everything. We feel comfortable. And our family is supposed to be like that. I want my
Yeah.
kids to be comfortable to come to me and say anything that they want to say.
Anything. Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't happen in our families. It doesn't happen maybe in our work in our teams. People don't maybe sometimes when you're a pastor or a leader or you have this hard personality, people don't they really don't feel comfortable coming to you and telling you the things that maybe you need to hear.
Right.
So that's something that I want to do. I will tell people what I think. I will tell them what I think, and it doesn't matter if I'm wrong. I'm gonna find out when I say it, and I
Yeah.
want to learn. So that's part of it. That happened in classroom all the time. Well, I used to teach. So one of the things that happened to me is that I went to photography. I was doing weddings, and they asked me to go. They asked me for a conference in a school in a college here uh,
Mm-hmm.
that they give photography, and I went there, and it was awesome, and they gave me the opportunity to teach there. They heard me
Really?
at the conference. They told me, "Oh, we want you to teach." I'm like, "What? Really?" And I spent 6 years teaching, and that was something that really marked my life because I saw that I was good at teaching, and I had a great experience teaching. And then my father-in-law, I think it is, he got sick, and I had to stop giving classes there. But it was an awesome experience for me, and it teach me a lot about me. I learned a lot about me right there. So
Really?
I never saw
Okay.
myself teaching. That's something that really marks myself. So we need to talk. We need to say things. We need to be sure if I'm thinking this, and obviously we need to know how to say it. All right, you can't tell everybody whatever you think. So we need to be proper. We need
Yeah.
to be. So we have to have some filters just to
Filter.
see it. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But the thing is that it might be some kind of filter, but it can't stop you.
You can't. Yeah,
You
exactly.
need to be sincere, and that's something that for many people is kind of difficult. Some other people they need to learn how to filter their things out. Some people will tell you anything and they won't filter out, and
Yeah.
it'll be
They have
really
no
bad. So
filter.
yeah,
The
yeah.
opposite.
So we need to do a balance. But from 1 to 10, being able to say what you need to say or what you feel or what you think, from 1 to 10, how easy is that for you? And you will put a number right there.
Okay. Okay.
Number 3 is about feelings. Is to feel.
Feelings.
Is to feel what one feels instead of what one ought. Is to feel what one feels instead of what one ought.
Instead of what
So
was the last part? I'm sorry. Instead of
what
what?
what once ought, OUGHT.
Oh, ought. Okay.
Yeah. So that happens to number 2. Sometimes we will say what people wants us to say. So I was going to say that when I talk about the teaching, people don't sometimes they don't want, when you're teaching, so people don't want to say questions. They don't understand it, they won't say it, and they don't learn. When you have students in front of you, you're like, okay, who understands? Everybody does, but nobody raises their hands, and you think everybody is learning. And when you give them a test, they don't, but they didn't say it, and that's the
Hmm.
self-esteem. That's what really limits people. So
Right.
feelings the same thing. Feelings sometimes we will we feel that I need to. So this happens to Christians. Will feel depressed, and the Bible says I shouldn't feel depressed.
Exactly.
So what I do is that I don't feel what I'm supposed to be feeling. If I'm not going, if not I'm not going good, if I'm not doing good, I'm not doing good, and that's it, and that's what I'm feeling right now. And that's the truth right now. And sometimes we feel forced to feel things. We feel forced. We say, you know what, I don't feel, I feel frustrated. But I know that it shouldn't feel frustrated because I have a family, I have a house, and I have all this. I'm not supposed to be feeling like that. And we fight with ourselves.
Yeah.
So we need to have a liberty to feel what you really are feeling, and sometimes even communicate that to people. So that connection with your feelings is really important.
Important. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do the same thing to that. How free are you to feel what you are feeling?
Feeling.
Number
Yes.
three. Yeah. So number four is a really interesting one. Is to ask. Number four is to ask for what one wants
Mm.
instead of always waiting for permission. Instead of always waiting for permission.
Mm.
Sometimes men, they have a hard time with this one because we don't want to ask. We don't want to ask for help. We don't want to ask for
Yeah.
anything.
The
So that's
ego.
yeah. And sometimes we are feeling really hard feelings. We're doing really bad, and we don't call. We don't say, I'm not doing good. I just need to talk to somebody. I just want to talk to you. That's all I need. I just want to share. Maybe I don't want to even share. I just want to do something when we go out or something. So asking for wisdom, asking for help, asking, I have this business. Sometimes we don't
Advice.
we don't
Mhm.
yeah we don't want to ask. We don't want to ask. That's something that I do, so much. I do ask for advice all the time. Every time I'm doing a project or doing something new, I will call people and I will ask them, what do you think about this? Let me have from your point of view. And I have different people for different projects, and that I know that they can help me out and give me
Yeah.
their opinion. And that's something that I do, and I will ask them, do you have time? I need 10 minutes, I need 5 minutes, I need and I will ask people. I didn't do that before. I will do a project and won't share it with anybody until I
Hmm.
publish the project, and then I receive all the feedback once the project is published. Right now,
Yeah.
when I'm starting a project and I'm going to publish it, I will send it to people that I know, and I'll tell me what you think. Oh, this doesn't look right. I like the idea. I like this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I fix these things before I publish things. But it's about
Okay.
asking. So
Asking.
that will, if you don't ask to people for help or whatever, you don't ask. That will be a one, and 10 if you ask. If you don't mind asking, that will be a 10.
Okay.
Number five is to take risk.
Ooh,
Number five is to take risk.
I like that.
Yeah. So to take risk in one's own belief. I'm sorry, no, in one's own behalf, instead of choosing to be only secure.
In one's own behalf, right?
Yeah, yeah. Instead of choosing to be only secure and not rocking the boat.
Mm.
So some people will value so much their security that they don't take risk. They don't. They stay really comfortable. They prefer a stable life, and the stable life sometimes becomes a boring life.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't appreciate. I don't mind taking risk at all.
I saw your video on skydiving. How was that experience?
Wow, I that's something that was a big risk for me. It was
Uh-huh.
something
I
that I
seen that.
I knew that I wanted that in my life. I'm really afraid of heights, so it was
Yeah.
something that I was so scared of. I wouldn't imagine. But I do have a friend, one of part of our team, and he has jumped like 5 times, and he's so quiet, and you don't think he will something that he will do, and he's done it like 4 or 5 times, and he will tell me about it all for so long that we've been working together. He would tell me about it, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it, and I put a date on it, and I said, I'm gonna do this. I did a preaching and said, I'm preaching about faith, and this is what I'm gonna do, and I said it in front of a lot of people, So
Wow.
I couldn't come back before, I did say it, so it's my pride on it, and
Yeah.
very pride in, I'm very prideful in some areas. So
Yeah, yeah, of
I
course.
say, that I did it on purpose, and now I have to do it. And I went there, and I was so scared, so scared. And they were talking about where they were talking. The people that worked there, they were talking about a woman who she 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 jumped with one of the guys a few I think it was a week before, and she passed away. Well,
Wow.
well, and she threw up. She had a hard
Oh,
time. And I was listening to that. I'm like, I can't laugh about this because that might be me today.
yeah. Yeah, of
This,
course.
this is this can. I think that's me. And you know what? I got into a beautiful, beautiful airplane, and we just got up there. And I felt the engines, I got so excited, and I
Oh my
forgot
God.
about. And when I jumped, I saw this beautiful. We had a beautiful day. The sky. This was in Arecibo, Puerto Rico, in Arecibo,
Okay.
and it was just to be just just to have only the sky in front of your
The
eyes.
view. The
Wow,
view.
that
Oh
was
my God. Yeah.
so. So it really triggered my or it really changed my mindset. It was a good experience. It was
Wow.
worth it. It was worth it.
That's
So
awesome.
there's a before and after in my life. So that helped me a lot just to change the things that I thought I was able to do and I wasn't able to do. Once you
Okay.
do that, you say, you know what? There's maybe there's things that I can do that I haven't considered.
Like no
So that
limits.
just
Uh-huh.
that thinking, just to have that question in my mind, just maybe there are things that I can do that I thought that I couldn't. That
It's like a thought process that went through.
yeah,
Yeah.
it will make me hace reconsiderar todo mi potencial.
It lets me reconsider all of my potential.
Yeah, because I would never thought I was going to be able to do that and be alive. So
Yeah.
scary, scary. So once that you do that, you say like, maybe in this project I can do that. I thought, oh, I was not gonna be able to do it, and because the level of fear that you experience so high that when you experience fear after that, it's little.
It's little. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
overcame that
it
fear.
works. It works. It changes your mindset. So that's the idea.
Wow.
So when we talk about taking risk, it's risk on your behalf.
Risk on
It's
your
risk
behalf.
on your
Okay.
behalf. So the idea is that you need to choose that, not people choosing that for you. So the
Right.
idea is that you take those numbers 1 through 10, you will give a number to each one of them, those, and you will add them up, and you will divide that by 5, and that will give you a percentage.
Okay.
So the idea is to put a number on our like you're grading a test, to put a number on our self-esteem and to see where I'm doing good, what areas am I doing good? Maybe I'm doing good on taking risk. Maybe I'm in here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm in the present all the time. But maybe I want to ask anybody for help. And that's something that I need to do because you're important, and people want to help you because you're important.
Yeah.
So if you believe that nobody's gonna help you and you're not important, so that you will ask, what if they say no? Ask somebody else.
That
If
happened
you
to me
have-
with the podcast. I was
Really?
I came up with God gave me the idea for the podcast, and then I was like I was this fear came into me because like but like this negative side came on and said, oh yeah, but you're gonna invite people, they're gonna tell you no. What if they tell you no? And then I was like, oh, and you know what? The whole opposite, because I was like, wait a minute, God, if I'm gonna trust you with this project that you're giving me, I gotta have faith in you. And God's like, just ask the people. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the people. And then when I asked the people, everyone told me yes.
That's so cool. And you're so cool. You're a cool guy, Angel. So I do appreciate sharing with you. I
Thank
believe
you.
that you're a cool guy. You're a businessman, and we need people like you talking. We need the right people talking this social world that we are living in right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Those
And
are
the
the
thing was,
people we need.
yeah, I'm sorry. The thing was that I don't want, because when there's a podcast, people ask you, okay, so what's your audience? And it's kind of hard for me because I don't want to limit other audiences. I want it to be everyone, everything. I mean, obviously that there's a limit.
Yeah,
You just can't go
yeah.
to extreme and say, yeah, just anybody. No, but within that, you know what I'm saying. I know you understand what I'm saying.
It is a difficult process to find your audience, and it's kind of it is challenging. But that might you might with the you even will find out the people that are following you, and that will give you more information on who is finding, because that's gonna help you to do advertising. That's gonna help you to choose the topics better. So
Yes.
that's something that you might be in the future trying to focus a little bit more. But
Okay.
right now is we can know, sometimes we don't know everything for when we start, but that's something that
Right.
you might with the going in time, maybe you're gonna realize, oh, I understand this a little bit more, and you'll
Okay.
figure that out, don't worry about.
Yeah, it's gonna
But
come down the
I do
road.
understand. I do understand the your concern that, oh, I don't want to focus just in one. That's sometimes we believe that that's better. Sometimes in the long run, it's better to focus on a specific audience and just to
Audience.
serve the audience. But that's a big
Right.
audience. Even if you focus on some specific one, you will find out it's a big audience
It's a
anyway.
big
So that's,
audience.
yeah.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Have fun.
Okay.
I want to ask you something. What is your lowest area in the and when we talk about those five? What is your lowest one? I want to know your top one, your lowest one in the numbers.
The lowest one,
Yeah.
the feeling,
Really?
yeah, to feel like because sometimes, like, if you feel like you want to tell someone something, but then you're kind of like afraid how they're gonna react. So it's kind of like I reserve a little bit on that one.
Okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
got
because
I
I'm a
mean,
risk taker. I
is it number two or is it number three? Because you're talking about feelings or you're talking about saying.
oh, sane. I'm sorry. Yeah, number
Oh,
two.
okay.
The
Okay,
number
number two.
two.
Okay.
What one feels and think instead of.
So you kind of limit yourself a little bit there.
Yes.
What can you do different in that area?
As far as this, don't be afraid. Just go ahead and do it.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Is it that easy?
It seems easy now, but probably when I get to the process of having to do it, I'm gonna be like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. So just make sure that you value yourself right there in that moment. You need
Okay.
to value yourself. You're important, and it's important to the problem is that people don't know you, and that's something that we don't let people to know us because we don't tell them how we are or who we are. We just let it pass. And when if, if I don't like something, I will tell you, and you, oh, I don't like this. With my wife, her mother, when she was my girlfriend, her mother will invite us, and she will cook Greek rice.
Oh, la
And,
grego. Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Mm.
So I will try to eat it, and I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And then,
See?
and then we continue together, and she will do the rice, the Greek rice, and I'm like, I don't like that. Let me try it. Maybe this time I would like it. Maybe I don't remember. And I wouldn't like it. And one day I just like, you know what? I don't like this rice. And and she will cook something different for me and my wife. She will cook
Yeah.
something different. So the idea is that one of the things that you're gonna make sure that people really know who Angel is.
Okay.
So that's going to help you. That it's going to give you that advantage. People will really connect with you even more because when you say what you think, people will say, "Okay, I understand. Maybe I don't agree. People won't agree, but they will respect that for you." And just saying what you believe is something that people really respect. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
So what's your top? Is it about risk? Number five.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Cool.
the top one. That was
Cool.
easy because I've learned how to get out of that comfort zone.
That's perfect. And you are an entrepreneur, and that's what entrepreneurship is about.
Is
That
about. Uh-huh.
yeah, that is about. So that's something that when I say take a risk, you said that you just reacted like that. Oh, that's a good one. That's
Yes.
so cool. That's so cool. I admire that. It's
Thank you.
entrepreneurship is taking a risk, and the risk is more inside than outside. That's the big deal.
Yeah.
Is struggling inside or with the fears and possibilities and the things that might happen. So I believe that something that we have, Angel, is faith. Faith really help us because sometimes we feel that we're not inventing things; we're just following instructions from above.
Above.
But
Yeah.
that's something that even that requires faith and risk.
Yep.
But it's kind of different. We don't feel that we are improvising. I don't like improvising no more. I'm
Mm.
already 40 years old, and I stopped improvising. I don't
Yeah.
have, I don't have time to improvise. You know what I
Okay.
mean, right?
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
have time for that. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things that we need to make sure that happens. There's a lot of people to help, and I'm
Yes.
so glad to be here with you. I'm so glad that you're doing this. I'm so glad to somehow being part of it. I'm
No, thank you.
thankful for
Yeah,
that, and thank you for letting me know. And
absolutely.
anytime that you need me, I'm here for you. Anytime
Yeah.
you need me, I'm here for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Time has flown already. Look at this. It flew by, but it seemed like it was only 10 minutes, to be honest. But
So
I know you have a lot more material and stuff. So what we do is we're gonna have another segment. We'll have another section with you sometime next month or forward. I'll get with you on all that because it was great. And I like these exercises. This is great, especially for the audience, and everyone. So that is great. So we'll do another one, and then you have that because I know you have a lot of material and do those questionnaires and do that because it's good because that'll identify what areas. I love that because you identify the areas where you have to work. Absolutely.
that's the idea. And we do a follow up to your numbers to make sure how how you're bringing those numbers, how we can do that. So just let me know. I'll be there. We'll figure
Yeah,
it out.
no,
Okay?
definitely. And then what I'll do is I'll send you an email, and you can send me an email so I could go ahead and reevaluate and get the exact number because I know we're going here, and trying to do the podcast at the same time. So, but I want to review it, examine myself,
Perfect.
and get those
Perfect.
right numbers, not just the number just to make you, make it feel good. No, no, no. I want the
Yeah.
real numbers because those are no, yeah. Because some people say, oh yeah, I'm good here. No, no. Be honest with yourself because if you're lying to yourself.
And sometimes for some people it's difficult just to evaluate yourself and to be truthful. It's kind of difficult. So it's a good exercise because the idea, again, number one is you need to know yourself.
Yeah,
Leadership is about self discovery, and you need to be sure where you are. That's one of the
exactly,
things that we do. Really good at have taking risk, but I'm not going really good at saying things. So I need to fix that. I need to do that better so I can bring
exactly.
up my self esteem. So I'm glad to
Perfect.
be here.
Thank you, Alex. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it,
your
man.
invitation.
Blessings to you and your family, bro. God bless you. Thank you. We'll have you again. So everyone follow Alex David Morales and the Facebook and alexdavidspeaker.com. Go to his website, send him an email. He's reachable. So if you reach out to him, he will definitely get back with you. I'm a witness of that. He will get back with you and he will answer any questions that you have. Alex, muchas gracias. Thank you so much.
Gracias por todo, Ángel. Un
Okay,
abrazo, bendiciones.
bendiciones.
Yes.
Bendiciones a ti y a tu familia. Okay, take care. Wow, there you go, guys. Well, there you had it. It was awesome. It was a blessing to have this man of faith here. Man with has so much knowledge. He studies the word. Not only studies the word, but he studies a lot about leadership, self esteem, as you saw. So if you guys have any questions or anything, put comments down there. Share this podcast. Share the channel. I'm going to be having all the information later after this, all the links for the audio. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Time has flown, is running late, but I had a great time. Thank you, Alex, again. I needed this information, guys. I really needed this evaluation to evaluate myself. I don't know about you, but I really needed this. So, guys, once again, you already know what I have here. He was talking about my business as well. So there's the link there. There's the products that we're here to serve you, help you have a good health, strong immune system. There's my website there. Also, I'm in the mailbox business, so there's my website for the drymailbox.com. Look up my information. And of course, I cannot end this segment without giving you a word that I actually had seen today in my Facebook. It gave me a memory. Uh, sorry. that I had shared about a year ago. And this very word came up, and I want to share with you guys before I end today. And it says in Psalm 34:18, it says, "The Lord is near to those who are discouraged. He saves those who have lost all hope." So there you go, guys. Thank you again. God bless you. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week. This Saturday, I have another special guest from the Philippines. Yes, that's right. All the way live from the Filipinas. Over there's like a 12-hour difference. I have a wonderful person I just met. She has a wonderful business, and she's going to be live with me this Saturday at 11 a.m. because in Philippines it's 11 p.m. So that's the time that she scheduled with me, and I hope you can join me. So thank you guys once again. God bless you. Be safe, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Young Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast. God bless you. Take care.